What's going on, everybody? Mr. Midas here. This is an update on my first day. I just got done doing the very first day of p90x3. Wow. Let me just say that was intense. I think it was more intense because, like, I didn't know what I was doing. Not at all. I was trying the different exercises, trying to keep up. Couldn't do the pull-ups very well. It's weird because I can do the pull-ups normal way, you know, underhand like this. But every time they had us do pull-ups in the day one of the video, it was like this, which I couldn't do very well, and you had to lift up your knees, or like almost like you were doing like squats as well. So that was insane. The very first video was called Total Synergics, or Synergistics, and it had a lot of different things that they incorporated into it. They didn't just it wasn't like the original P90 where, like, you know, every other day you were just doing nothing but cardio, and then the other day you were doing nothing but lifting. It's almost like they incorporated like both things together, because like you were doing movements on the ground, you were doing yoga, you were like literally doing yoga, you know, deep into the thing. At one point they had you do a yoga move at the very end of the workout called Half Moon Total Warrior. By that point I could barely stand. I don't know how people are so flexible. I can't get my legs to go straight whatsoever. I was able to get through it. I was able to push through it as best I can. It's interesting to see how I am at the point after losing 70 pounds, still realizing that I can't do a lot of these exercises just yet. I mean, at least, you know, on day one. I have a picture of my equipment. I bought a bunch of new equipment. I got my own yoga mat. I got my pull-up bar that I bought today, as well as I got some workout gloves. I don't really, you know, you don't normally need workout gloves, but I like having them anyway because it makes doing push-ups and pull-ups and everything else like that a lot, you know, a lot more comfortable. I remember at the end of P90, there were some things I couldn't do. Overall, I wasn't really sweating that much, because when you sweat, it means that your workout was good, at least from what I've read and what I was told. And when you start to not sweat as much, it means that your body's getting used to it, and it's not quite so good at all. It was good to see that on day one, it was letting loose. It was like a waterfall, you know. I mean, it sounds gross, but at the same time, it knows that I know that I got a really great workout today, and I'm only on day one of 90 and beyond. So I'm excited to see how I'm going to be at the end of this 90 days. That was a little bit of an update on my workout. And I'll post more videos and maybe do top 5s of things that you should eat and things like that. So it should be a lot of fun. So stay with me and rock out and let me know how your workouts are doing. Yeah, this is Mr. Midas. This is Mr. Midas signing out. Leave a like and subscribe to see more fitness and geek videos, video game let's plays, and all the gists and all the like. I'll see you soon. Bye. Day 2 of P90x3. Wow. I haven't tried many exercise videos other than the P90 exercise videos there. This is day 2, and I did Agility X, which I believe was one of the hardest hitting exercises sets that I've ever done in my life. Well, keep in mind, this is only my second workout video compilation. I haven't really done anything else other than doing the regular exercises from school and just the normal stuff, you know, running and things like that. So, of course, this is going to be a lot crazier than I'm used to. I've never worked so hard exercising. Some of the moves they had me do seemed like they'd be easy, but they turned out to be really hard. And this is the first time since I started Power 90 about 10 years ago where I actually had to pause it. I almost made it to the end of the video without pausing. Day 1, I was able to do it, but that was also combining a lot of lifting weights as well. This one was just straight all cardio, and I made it all the way to a long jump sprint. And right before I did long jump sprint, it was about 3 minutes left in the tape, and I could barely breathe, so I paused it, which was fine. I mean, they said it's fine. You got to know your limits. And wow, afterwards, do I feel good? Ugh, tired as hell. I feel good. I really do. But I think the worst one was, believe it or not, the very, very last one called plyo line push-ups. it's where you have to walk the plank from side to side, and when you get to the end, you have to do push up, jump up to the left or right, all the way to the end, and oh, that hurt so bad. But this is the first time I really felt like the hurting was a good thing, because I'm not like dying, I'm not like passing out. I was, right after the video, but after I've gotten my bearings together, I'm like super wide awake, super ready to go. I'm a little sore here and there, but it's not like when I used to do yoga and stuff, where I was just like, I dreaded even starting yoga. This one, I'm just like, I'm pumped. It's still hard because I haven't gotten used to what I'm supposed to do, so half the time I'm like watching the first 5 or 10 seconds of what I'm supposed to do. I believe I definitely need to make more room for next time I do this. I think it's once a week. You do each set, a different set, only once per week. So I messaged this to somebody I know earlier, and I said it felt like doing suicides from high school and middle school and stuff, where you started at the very end of the gym and you had to hit each like basketball line all the way to the very end of the gym, and then you'd come back and you'd and then you'd turn around and do it all again, and you had to do that for a few times. It was like doing suicides for 30 straight minutes. That was my impressions of Agility X. That's it for today. Mr. Midas signing out. Day 3 p90x3. Getting fit, being Greek god. Yes. Anyways, something to talk about with this one. Since I'm new to a lot of these moves, I like to say I represent the common guy. Yoga X for p90x3 is where it made me feel discouraged for the first time. In the past 2 videos, there were some moves where I couldn't do fully, but I could at least give it a go at it. With Yoga X, there was most of the moves that was asked of me, I fell over almost every one. So this is the video that can make one feel discouraged, and it's okay. I mean, this is the very first time I'm doing this, and I'm a really tall 6'4" lanky guy, and I'm not exactly the strongest guy out there. So when they asked me to do a standing split where my leg goes in the air, and one leg goes in the air and the other leg stays straight down, and I'm trying to get my leg straight, most of the time my leg is not in the air. It's like kind of at a half angle because I can't get my leg to go straight in the air. I can only get it to go about halfway. It's insane. The twists, and I could do most of the twists, but when it involved me standing on one leg half the time, I couldn't even do it. So, but it's alright. I'm hoping maybe I'll get better. I guess it's the thought of trying is what counts, and I'm hoping by the end of the 90 days or the end of whenever yoga ends up ending that I'll be able to do all of the moves. They had one where they're asking you to kind of be almost like a half handstand where your legs go on, or your knees will kind of sit on your arms. But I feel like you have to really have a lot of muscle in order to hold yourself up, or a lot of balance. Ooh, I don't have balance. Not yet. And you'd think I'd have some sort of balance because I'm a server. I shall prosper and persevere, and I shall try as hard as I can. And that's the purpose of these videos. I'm a geeky guy who spends a lot of time playing video games and a lot of time doing other geeky things like watching anime and whatever. So before all this, I didn't really get a lot of movement in. I used to be a former sports player, though, so I guess that kind of helps. When I was in high school and middle school, I grew up playing sports: basketball, bowling, tennis. I mean, you named it, I was on one of those sports teams. Yeah, Yoga X. Tough, but not impossible. Let me know if you've done Yoga X before, or yoga, whatever it's called. 30 minutes, pretty rough. That was Yoga X. And I'll be back again with another thing for tomorrow's video. Alright, this is Mr. Midas signing out. Today was day 4, the challenge. It required me to do just pull-ups and just push-ups. The catch was, it varied. Discourage is the word I want to mention. This is the first time I felt discouraged when doing any kind of workout stuff, because I felt really weak in this, as I couldn't do any of the very many pull-ups. I couldn't do very many push-ups, and it just made me feel really discouraged, really upset with myself. But I know I don't really have a choice in the matter, because I know I haven't really been working out other than the first 90 days. I wish I was a little stronger, but I never gave up. I never stopped, but I was really showing disapproval of myself, because no matter what I did, I tried as hard as I could. I always collapsed, always fell, but I always got back up. And I know that my low count isn't the greatest. I mean, I only did maybe 2 pull-ups, 1 pull-up. Some of the pull-ups I couldn't even do. I could use a chair, and so that was fine, I guess. I'd rather not use a chair. It makes me feel like I'm cheating. I know that I'm going to do better. Thanks for joining me on this video, and I hope everyone can join me next time as I continue my journey with p90x3 and show my results. Mr. Midas signing out. PX day 5. Wow. Yeah, where I was struggling really bad and felt a little discouraged with the challenge because I felt really weak, and I felt like I couldn't do it because I was barely getting any of the reps done. Day 5 with CVX was a different story. I guess I'm more better with cardio than I am with strength training. And I guess strength training is where I really need to work on, because I could do most of CVX. I think the hardest part with CVX was, again, just getting the moves down, like figuring out the right ways of doing the moves. Yeah, CVX is good. I really liked it. It hurt a little bit because it followed the challenge, because in CVX you had to use a weight while doing a lot of cardio, and you had to move and twist with the weight. Yeah, I had an ego check as well in this video, because I saw the girl on my right, the video's left, using a 5-pound weight. So I was like, oh, well, she's using a 5-pound weight, so I could probably double it. But then the guy in the back, who looked way stronger than me, did a 10-pound weight. So I was like, well, you know what? I'll do it in the middle, because I have a weight where the bar is about 1 to 1.5 pounds, and it holds 2 5-pounder on each side. I thought, okay, I can do that for a while. And then I realized I don't think I can sustain it, and that's where you have to check your ego out. And I dropped down, and that's where I was able to finish it off. It was hard still, but I still got it going. And yeah, I felt good with this one. I liked CVX. It was really, really tough, like I said, because it followed the challenge, so my arms and my legs were still hurting. This is where I actually did the cold start for at least 5 minutes, because I was trying to get my joints together. So yeah, CVX was good. It was just a lot of moving and twisting, lifting up your legs, doing pulls, almost doing like lawnmowers in a way. Moving your legs up and down, moving in place, smaller jumping jacks, but you're always carrying the weight. So yeah, that was just a little overview. That's how I feel about CVX so far. So far, I'm loving a lot of the exercises. I'm wondering how much it's doing my stomach and core, which is where I was really hoping something would happen there. I know I have the ab ripper. I'm just not sure if I'm supposed to do it at the end. I believe I'm supposed to do it at the end of the 90 days as a separate month's worth of exercises using that last video. So if someone has experience with this, leave a comment and let me know. And this is all going to be a part of a whole week's worth of videos, so I'm probably going to say leave a comment on each one, even though that's it's all going to be pushed into one video. Alright, well, that's it for CVX. Thank you very much. Midas signing out. Mr. Midas here. Week 1. Down. Whew. Day 6. Out of here. Home run in the ballpark. Today was day 6 of p90x3. I don't even remember what it was. Oh, the Warrior. Right. This one is the first one I really had. I mean, I've paused it one time during the whole week, except for the challenge, which was because I couldn't do the push-ups or pull-ups, but I never really had to pause. I just couldn't do them. I think the last video or 2 videos before that, I had to pause once. That was near the end of the workout. This one, I had to pause quite a few times. This one is what really shows the men from the boys, the women from the girls. I must just suck because I had to pause ridiculous amounts of times. The warrior just had a lot of moves that were hard to sustain. At least for somebody, some geeky guy like me who sits around and plays games all the time. No weight involved. This is just all cardio and holding moves. Holding plank a lot. There was one move where you were in a push-up position or plank position, and you stuck out your arm, your left arm, and you stuck out your right leg, and you had to hold that for like 5 seconds, and that was rough. And there were just so many different moves, and it was crazy. And for someone like me, for someone who's an exercise enthusiast who could just kill it every day, this might not be that bad for you. But for a geeky video game playing Dungeons and Dragons 11, anime watching, card playing, geeky son of a gun like me, this Shiznet was crazy. This Shiznet was crazy. And it was tough. And it was a great workout. It sucked that I couldn't sustain a lot of the moves. But that's my #1 goal, is to, at the end of 9 days, be able to look back at these videos and say I can actually do every move properly and sustain it. So that's my goal. And by doing that, hopefully in the process, I know that I improved. And then I can be a great guy. Yeah. Bringing it to the house. In the week 1, because I'm just doing a rest day because my arms hurt. Mr. Midas, signing out.